Hi, in today's lecture, we will understand the concept of file handling in Python. So, what is file handling in Python? It is just interacting with the files present in your machine. Why do we interact with the files present in machine? To either read the content, okay, or write into them, okay, to permanently store some information into the files, okay. So that is why we either read the files or write some content into the files. So we use four inbuilt functions for this. The first one is open function. The open functions create a file for us, okay? Create a file for us, and then we have to write some parameters which are write, read, and append. So if we are writing into the file, and then we will have to use the write function. If we are reading into the file, we have to use the read function. And if we are appending into the file, that means adding new content to the file. So we'll again use the write function. And then we will use the close function to close the file. Always remember to close the file or it will cause errors in the upcoming code. So always close the file, okay, after using them. So to open the file, let me just make some variable with any name. I can name it A. I can name it anything. Let me just name it as file, okay. File is equal to open, and then I have to name the file, okay, because the file it has some name. So um, I'm just naming it something, okay. So, and then because it's a new file and it does not have anything inside it right now, so obviously we'll write into it because the file is empty, okay. We'll write into the file. A new file will be created inside my project folder of PyCharm, okay. The folder in which my main.py is present. Inside that file, this file will get created. And since I'm using the write privileges, I've written the write parameter inside the open function. So I will have to use write function, this function, write function, okay. I will say file.write, and then I can write anything inside the file, okay. So, and then I can just close the file, okay. So after closing the file, now I want to read the file again. So before reading the file, let me just run it, okay. So program finished, okay. So if I open this new folder, um, this is the new folder, and it has Sandra's name.txt file present in it now, which has CJ Rider and Big Smoke, okay, which we written here, okay. We wrote file.write CJ Rider Big Smoke. So a new file gets created with Sandria's name.txt, okay, and the new file has the content which we written into it. CJ Rider and Big Smoke, which we written through file.write function, and then we close the file. Now, instead of reading the file by going here, what we can do is we can open the file again, okay, but this time with read privileges. Open the file again, but read privileges. And instead of file.write, this time we can use file.read, okay. file.read will fetch all the data inside the file. Now we have to put this data inside some variable to access it. Okay, then we just put it into a variable called a, and then we can just print a, and I'm gonna close the file again. Okay, so if I print a, it printed CJ Rider Big Smoke here, all the content of Sandria's CJ Rider Big Smoke Sandria's names. Okay, but if in future I want to write more things inside my files, what I can do is I can open the file again. Okay, I can open the file again, but this time with append privileges. Okay, these ones, append privileges. So even for append privileges, we will use file.write. Okay, so let me just use file.write function, and write some more things inside, which are let's just say sweet Carl Johnson 866. We're writing more and more things into the file, and let me just close the file again. If I run it, it is still showing me CJ Writer in Big Smoke, because I wrote it before here, the read. Let me just copy it and write my code after it. Okay, so now if I run it, it will have CJ Rider Big Smoke. Okay, CJ Rider Big Smoke and Sweet Carl and Johnson. Sweet Carl and Johnson, which I appended. Okay, which I appended into the file. That means I wrote more content in the file, and in real time the content gets added into the notepad txt file as well. Okay, so this is how file handling works in Python. So this basic general overview of file handling in Python. So the next time you will see some file handling happening in Python codes, you will understand it.